man might not work. So I'm in this joint. I really like this my builder. I'm not gonna lie, I like this builder a lot. This format is dope. You know what I mean? What build with badges is what I use it for. What I realized after I made like about four or five builds is you can go back and see exactly what badges you got, but you can also lock it by badges. So if I want to build this bad boy by just badges, I can do that so it won't move. You know what I mean? Because don't you hate that when you move one thing, another thing move? No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Now, I did see there's a way to pin stuff, but maybe we couldn't do it. You know what I mean? There, but there's supposed to be a way where you can pin. Like, let's say I got close shot on 70, I want to pin it so it don't move. I thought there was a way to do that. I'm not sure, but anyway, man, I picked the close shot to a 70, the driving layup to an 80, the driving dunk to an 87. Now, I believe to get silver posterizer, it has to be vertical, has to be over a 75. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I think it is, man. Shout out to my boys, my guy, 2K film room. You know what I mean? They gave me some insights, some charts and stuff like that. But I don't have it on my screen right now while I'm making it. I should pull it up on my screen. Hold on, let me see something real quick. All right, so yeah, you do have to have 75. Now I messed up. I probably should have went that high with driving dunk unless I was gonna commit to the silver, but that's a whole nother story. All right, so this build is basically like I was trying to make a build I could do, guard multiple positions, that type of stuff. That's what I was going for with this build. If y'all want to know, so I picked the mid range up to an 80, 3-pointer to 75. I like where we going with this lightning launches on silver. That's always good. So we could, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get up out of there. You know what I mean? We coming with the D. So I ain't gonna lie. I skipped some stuff, but we'll go back to it because the passing, I think I get, it's probably gonna be silver. I feel like this build gonna have a lot of silver because it's not, just dominant in one area. You know what I mean? As you can see, look, I'm getting a lot of silver. You know what I mean? Paint Patroller. But we do have those badges count. Those badges, look, break starter on silver, dime on silver, set shot specials on silver. But don't get it twisted because the silvers is lit. I told y'all this last year, and y'all got to see it for yourself. The silvers, you know what I mean? And then remember, you got your max plus ones, your max plus two, so you could turn that straight from silver to gold to Hall of Fame. So you can end up having a couple Hall of Fame and stuff like that. And this type of build will shine, especially if you're trying to make it like a specialist, you know what I mean? This build will shine later on if you put the work in on this build, you know what I mean? So don't sleep on this, you know what I mean? Don't sleep on these type of builds. A lot of people see it at first glance, be like, nah, I ain't making that build, bro. That build dookie. Nah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. You know what I mean? All right, so also was I trying to make because Kawhi is not 6. Paul George is like 6'8". You know, them type of dudes. You know what I mean? 6'8". I didn't want to go 6'9". I did make a 6'9", but I ain't make one. Did I make a 6'9"? I think I did make a 6'9". I'm gonna drop that video in a couple days too. I think that it kind of resembles LeBron, but not. It's hard to make a LeBron Billups game. All right, but look, we got slippery off-ball silver. We got picked out of silver, minutes, box out. Just a lot of silvers, man. A lot of silvers. You know what I mean? Hopefully I go through the badges. Now, this is where I messed up. I told y'all. The posterizer, I could have got to at least silver if I just put up one attribute, bro. So keep that in mind, bro. You know what I mean? But see, that's why we're doing this together, so we can learn and, you know what I mean, and kind of get things the way we want it to be in the building. You know what I mean? We're going to learn and grow together. You feel me? Like, no cap, no cap, no cap. Aerial Wizard is on go. Let me see what badge I got. Okay, I got Deadeye. I got Shifty Shooter. Oh, okay. So we got things to get things rocking. You feel me? Like, everything's, I'm telling you, man, I got one more silver badge. You know what I mean? This is silver badge out. I ain't gonna cap. You know what I mean? Post lockdown, paint patroller though, all ball pest on goal, rebound chaser, box out. Come on now. You know what I mean? Strong handles on gold. Physical finishes on silver. I like that. I can rock with that. All right. Well, let's see what we got. You know what I mean? Let me know if y'all rocking with this build. Let me see what we got, though. Let's see what we got. All right, so look. The takeovers, I know I got at the rim. I got at the rim, attacker. Man, I didn't get to show y'all the takeovers. Holy moly. I know I got some D. I better have some defensive takeovers on this build. You know what I mean? I would love to see, though, because it's such a like a silver, like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say balance, but I would love to see the takeovers on this. I didn't have that for y'all, but You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we got a few takeovers. You know what I mean? That's pretty fire. All right, let's see what we got, baby. What do we got? Your archetype is a two-way blow by rim rocker. Okay, we got shades of
that ain't bad.
Anthony Davis, Josh
ain't
Smith.
Bad at all.
What's that? 2010
Mobley.
Josh Smith. We got Evan Mobley. Ooh, I like that. I rock with that. Hold up. And what's our strength? Lethal transition dunker, elite timing on blocks, effortless outrun other bigs, can guard multiple positions. I'm telling y'all, that's when I was making this build, I was trying to make a balance, like something that could, you know what I mean? Because I remember, you know, the 6'8", 6'7", they could.
Yeah, that's a fire build name right there. Two-way blow by rim rocker. Yeah, I mess with that name. I mess with that. Got area wizard on goal, off ball goal, strong handle goal. Top attributes: driving down perimeter defense and block. I like that.
Switch on a PG sometimes, and you know what I mean? So this is more like a park build type of vibe, you know what I mean? Lack explosive under the basket, no presence in the low post. Those are my weaknesses, man. But listen, y'all let me know if y'all rocking with this build. What you think about the build, what would you change in the build, etc., man. Like I said, these are templates. I can't wait to get my hands on the game so I can really like zone in, you know what I mean? But in the meantime, in between time, we gonna get some ideas and we gonna create some gems. All right. I love y'all. Hey, I got a song out right now. It's called Yeah, You Got It. Check it out. Let me know what y'all thoughts is, man. It's a banger, baby. All right. Peace. Love y'all. The cameras flash. You see the drip. I'm signing all the.
Oh, welcome back to another video, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best guard build that I found in 2K.
Yo, gang, man, exciting news. NBA 2K26 has officially released.
Yeah, take a look at this build real quick for NBA 2K26. It is called a two-way blow-by. Yeah, take a look at this build real quick for NBA 2K26. It is called a two-way blow-by high flyer.
Yeah, just a two-way blow by rim rocker. It's a two-way blow by high flyer. Okay.
Alright, so this is pretty much how this video is gonna go. We're gonna do it very simple, bruh. I'm gonna be showing you guys a 6'6" build. That's what y'all saw in the introduction. I'm also going to be showing you guys a 6'4" build. Now, these two builds are just templates. It's not something that I'm saying you guys must make this on day one, but they are templates and just a guide for you guys to just see how the builder look and possibly what you can make once you do get the game. And then after that, once we look at both builds, I'm going to show what these builds look like on 2K25 and show y'all the differences. And that's pretty much it. But to start, I am going to quickly and just simply break down the builder for you guys. As you can see, starting on this first screen, this is clearly the builder. This is the custom template. Right here, you can see your attributes, right? Simple, just like 2K25. Now, when you press R1, you can see a detailed view. You can see all your possible badges, along with now you can see your body type before you create the build. So you can literally scroll through your potential body types, change your weight and your height, and make your player look like how you want them to look before you create the build. So that's simple. Now, once you hit continue, you can start upgrading your build. To upgrade now, you're going to be pressing R1 and L1 to like upgrade it or downgrade it, your choice. And then you can also see badges, your takeover, and you can also build your build by badges. Now, with this new feature, with the build by badges, you can literally pin a badge that you want on purpose, and the builder will provide you with the attribute rating that you need to get it, and then you can start upgrading and downgrading your build, but the attribute won't change as you have that pin. You will have to unpin it in order for that rating to change. So you can like basically lock a rating. It's that simple to explain. And lastly, you can go into the animation glossary by just pressing L3, and you can simply see what animations you want to choose for your build, what you can access, instead of like back in the day where you had to make your build and load it to the park and make sure you can get this jump shot, make sure you can get this free throw, this dunk package, these dribble moves. Now you can see every single thing and the requirements right here in the builder. So this is a W change and a fire quality of life, bro. Like super W. And I hope that explains it for you. Like I told y'all, I'm not going to drag it out. Like I hope y'all completely just understand the builder right there. Like that was pretty simple. Look, also, I'm gonna simplify it again. Even the badges are exactly the same and the badge requirements from 25. All right, so let's get a little analysis of this 6'6" build. So as you guys can see, in my opinion, I think that you guys should be making your builds based on at least 5 or at least 7 cap breakers, bro. Because look, you get to start the game with 2 cap breakers if you do the My Career. I think it's called Speculation or something like that. So that's already 2 once you complete whatever category you're going to do, whether that's shooting, playmaking, is up to you. And then, of course, we're going to eventually unlock 5 at, I forgot what the rep was, but you're gonna get 5 cap breakers. So you can consider making your build thinking about cap breakers, or you could say no, you don't want to do that. But as you can see, 89 driving dunk, 84 3 ball, you're gonna add 5 cap breakers there. Same thing with ball handle, you can add 5 cap breakers there on a 6'6". You got enough pass accuracy in the park, and then you can also play defense. You can play perimeter, you got steal, and then you also got block, which is a 68 rating. And then what else you got? You got a little bit of rebound. You got 60 rebounders, so you can actually get bronze rebound chaser. And then we got speed 86, agility 76. Boom, boom, boom. We got vertical to be able to finish the dunk. So this is a solid little starter template for a 6'6". They look definitely better than last year. Well, actually, I ain't gonna lie. They look the same as last year, but now they're gonna be able to dribble, if I'm really being honest. And I'm gonna show y'all what a 2K25 6'6" look like with these exact attributes. But you can see as far as the badges, it do not change. It is the same exact requirements as last year, so I'm not even gonna waste my time spending time on the badges. You guys can see it on the screen. If you wanna compare the requirements to the old 2K, you can, because they're literally the same. The badges did not change. I repeat, there is no new badges in the builder. But there are new takeovers, but then either way, this section don't really matter because we're eventually gonna unlock custom takeovers and be able to do whatever we want, bro. I'm just gonna let y'all know already, Blur with 3 ball and playmaking probably gonna be cheating, bro. Just to throw that out there. And depending on, you feel me? Like, depending on, you might could throw steal on there, depending, y'all know the type of build I'm gonna make. Y'all know I'm gonna have a 6'4" all around build, but that is the 6'6" though, so pretty simple. Solid build, like I said, and that build is what got us this name to start it off, what I showed in the intro, a 2-way blow-by high flyer. Very unique.
Hey, just like the build name I just seen, a 2-way blow-by rim rock, but it's a 2-way blow-by high flyer. That's hard. I like that one too. Let's see, it says lives above the rim, handles have flair and control. Hard to chase in transition, difficult to slow down. Weakness, limited side-to-side movement. Okay. So you got Aerial Wizard, Hall of Fame, Lightning Launch goal, Interceptor goal, Driving Dunk ball, handle speed with ball. Okay. Solid build right there. You can get Steve Francis, Jalen Suggs, Baron Davis.
Name, I'm not gonna lie. And then on this screen, as you can see, they're showcasing you guys your go-to badges, which is your best badges, your top attributes for the build, your strengths. Says lives above the rim, handles have flair and control, hard to chase in transition, difficult to slow down, and look at the weakness. Only one weakness to this: limited to side-to-side movement. But I don't even think that's gonna be the case once we learn dribbling, because y'all seen that dribbling was crazy. Now, this is a screenshot from NBA2K25. It is the exact same attributes plugged in, the same height, same weight, wingspan, everything. But as you can see in 25, you're only a 98 overall. You're not a 99. These exact attributes in 26 is a 99. So what I'm noticing is the builds are slightly nerfed, basically. if that makes sense to you guys, with these exact attributes on a 6'6 U99. And it should be the same when I show a 6'4 build. Let's just look at a quick 6'4 build for 2K26. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for this 6'4 build. This is just a little shooting guard type, maybe like a last year Pro-Am type of build. Probably would have needed to get a higher 3-ball, but this is nothing that I'm telling you guys to make. We're just gonna look at this as a template, but this is something what a 6'4 could potentially look like. You feel me? So you guys could judge it. Like, I can judge this and see that, okay, that's a cool little name. I like it. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Long as I don't get what I got last year, two-way ISO creator, like, I don't want to see that no more. And I was correct, bro. When I hopped on 2K25, I did the same thing. I did the same height, same weight, wingspan, and I plugged in the exact same attributes that we just seen on 2K26. And when you put that on 2K25, you can see that the 6'4 build got nerfed, because on 25, I'm only a 97 overall. But in 2K26, I'm a 99 overall with these exact attributes. So that means in order for me to make my build from last year, I'm really gonna have to sacrifice something somewhere. And I already know where it's gonna be. The finesse gonna be strength, bro. Like, you don't really need strength in 2K. The reason why I was using strength last year is because of how bad dribbling was, and you could just push people out the way who didn't get strength. Now, I'm not saying that won't be a W to be able to do that again, but if it's something that I need to sacrifice on this build to make what my real build is going to be and get 85 pass sack and, you feel me, 89 driving dunk, all the things that I want that I had last year, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices. So that's pretty much it though for today's video. Like I told y'all, we was gonna make it pretty simple, explain the builder. It's literally the same as last year if you played 25, bro. It's pretty much the same, but your build is kind of nerfed. So you're not gonna be able to plug in exactly what you had on.
Then go to somebody else. The monster always make some of the best builds.
What's
Welcome to the channel. It's Almighty Dan, and I'm back again. It's been a very good week for us as far as news in NBA 2K26, man. We've been getting a lot of good My Player Builder news. Shout out to Joe Knows. I checked out.
Yeah, I know everybody looking at these 2K26 bills. You already know.
Some negative.
Y'all looking at it.
Welcome to the.
What's going on, fellas?
Curry in his prime is one of the hardest covers for defenses to deal with. An elite sniper from deep. One of the.
Check out Boom Boom. She said dribbling is king.
Steph Curry in his prime is one of the hardest covers for defenses to deal with. An elite sniper from deep. One of the best handles we've ever seen, with underrated finishing to ensure he gets a bucket every single time. And now you can make it in NBA 2K26. Welcome to the Prime Steph Curry build. Start off at making him at the point guard position, 6'1", 182 pounds with a 6'2" wingspan. With the new customization options available for layups and just how great they feel in the game, I'm telling you right now, you may not have to put driving dunk on your builds for PGs to be successful. And that's exactly what I did. I went with a 91 layup to ensure I get this badge right here. I'm calling it right now, Float Game might be one of the most broken badges in the game. The game is extremely responsive, so you can trigger them even from beyond the free throw line. And that's not even with some of the ones we know were broken in 24. Devin Booker was still locked, but yet you could hit anything. And with this build, you're still in striking distance to get gold layup mix master for those acrobats as well. At the end, you can do whatever you want to do, but 91 driving layup, I'm definitely going to test out for this PG build. Every build I made at Community Day was always made for cap breakers and specializations. When building cap breakers and specializations, you want to have as many gold badges off rip as possible. That gives you options with your specializations and cap breakers to adjust as needed, and on this build, it's no different. So walk with me. I put a 94 3-ball on this build off rip, which means I don't get any Legend or Hall of Fame badges for shooting yet. But depending on how we earn cap breakers in NBA 2K26, this build can be absolutely deadly. With each cap breaker on this build, my badges will then elevate to Hall of Fame and so on. So as long as I unlock a good shooting base off rip, which stick around because I'll show you at the end of this video. With greener mid shooting, I'm gonna be deadly from deep regardless. And with an 85 mid-range, if I get pushed off the 3-point line, I still will be able to use things like Pro 2 or my float game to get the shot off easy. So all you defenders better step up, because in pick and roll, this build is gonna be insane. I know y'all seen pass ag be a weakness on a lot of other PG builds, but I guarantee you it's not gonna be on one over here. With that being said, I do have an 84 pass accuracy on this build. Shout out to 2K for lowering the price for the versatile visionary badge, because now in 2K26 I get that on gold, which hopefully means that they added more of the needle threader element to that badge. I'm telling you right now, passing still doesn't feel great on the game, but with my old faithful Sabonis pass, I think this build could be deadly with it. Now when it comes to ball handle, this might ruffle some feathers, but I'm telling you right now, I think there's so many good moves in the game that I don't necessarily have to go with the highest ball handle. Obviously, my opinion on this may change as we get more information about how cap breakers and specializations are earned. As of right now, I'm just striving for the animation. So for Trae Young off Rich, you need a 92 ball handle. That works perfectly for me. For this section specifically, I'm going to put an asterisk on it because this is probably going to change as we gather more information. What isn't probably changing though, for me at least, is this lightning launch at 91 speed with ball. Now honestly, if PGs are smart, they would max +2 this badge right here and just focus on getting it to gold, because as you see on the right, speed goes up with your speed with ball. So it taxes your build heavy. That's why you can't get much defense and much finishing. But I gotta test this more in game to see if that's the route I'm gonna take with every PG build I make. Cause if I can still get saucy with that gold lightning launch, you might see me make an adjustment to this build, especially once I get a little bit more cap breakers under my belt. As the primary PG, I'll usually have a lock being able to take over the guarding duties, but it still has enough to be able to be serviceable. Challenger on silver is enough to give me a contest. However, with L2 catch and shoots, I might be getting shot over regardless. So I'm gonna be honest, if you're a person that needs defense on your PG to be effective, this may not be the build for you. Eventually, over time, you will be able to get that to an 85 depending on how many cap breakers we get, so that you can get on ball minutes on silver, just in case you have. Y'all need to go see one of them dribble heads. But what you will find though is a lot of these animations that we know and love are locked. I definitely wanted Devin Booker's floater when I made this build, and unfortunately it seems like it's locked behind some type of rep reward or season animation. But to be honest, I don't think we're gonna miss it much because Steph Curry's layups are super chicken. Same thing goes for the jump. Build overall, did I cook? Is this an L? I gotta know. Don't forget to check the community tab, because I'm letting y'all vote which build y'all want me to show next.
All right, let's see the weaknesses. The weakness is lack above the rim finisher. Strength, elite shooter from deep. Shake game is deadly, so break ankles. Consistent finisher in motion. Faster than most opponents. 3-point shot, ball handler, driving layup. Lightning launch, Hall of Fame, mini marksman, gold. Limitless range, gold. And of course, you got Steph Curry, Chris Paul, and Tim Hardaway.
But if you need a lockdown that's gonna shut down builds like these for NBA 2K26, tap the video on the screen. And on that note, I'ma see y'all in that one. Good night. Alright,
26.
All right, let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, all that I ask is that you just leave a like on the video and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead, get right into it. And for the position, guys, we are not going to be going point guard, okay? We're going to be going with the shooting guard position because the tallest you can go at the PG position is 6'7", okay? So we're going to be going with the shooting guard position, and we're going to go all the way up to 6'8". Now, for our weight, we're going to be bringing that down a little bit. We're going to bring it all the way down to 185 pounds just to be the skinniest we could possibly be. And for the wingspan, this matters a lot in 2K26. Just like 2K25, the wingspan affects your shooting ratings, your rebound ratings, defensive ratings, all that stuff. So you got to keep that in mind. And just a quick heads up, the 2K25 builder and the 2K26 builder, attribute-wise, is almost identical. But you do get slightly more attributes in 2K26, just a little bit. Now, again, the main focus on this build was to make it all around. I wanted to dunk, I wanted to shoot, I wanted to play make, dribble, get rebounds, play defense, and overall just be fast around the court. Now, the main reason why I went with a 6'10" wingspan is to get a 93 mid-range rating, okay? The reason why we're doing that is to get Hall of Fame set shot specialist. And eventually, you guys will see later on in the video, I use my max +1 to get it on legend. But that's the main reason. We want a 93 mid-range rating. And I'm also going to be basing this build off of 3 cap breakers. I'm assuming there's going to be 1 cap breaker at level 40 in the season 1 pass. And I'm also going to be getting 2 more cap breakers in my finishing attributes because I'm going to be picking the finishing build specialization. And when I finish all 9 goals in the build specialization, I'm going to get 2 extra cap breakers. So I'm going to have 3 total. Like I said, for the mid-range, I really want that 93 mid-range rating so we get that Hall of Fame set shot specialist, which eventually we will get that to legend after we use our max +1. And again, assuming that we're going to be getting a cap breaker at level 40 in the season 1 pass, I'm going to be putting it on the mid-range rating. It's very expensive, so we're going to put it there. So just remember, we have Hall of Fame set shot specialist at the moment, okay? Now, this is going to sound a little confusing, but remember, you know how 2K dropped the news a couple weeks ago about the builder, the max +1s? Just remember all of this. Now, stay with me. It's going to be a little confusing, but let's break it down. Now, keep in mind, there's going to be 2 max +1 badges from the season pass. There's going to be a tier 1 max +1 and a tier 2 max +2. There's also going to be 2 max +2s, assuming it's going to be from the season pass as well, a tier 1 version and a tier 2. And for my finishing specialization on this build, I'm going to get a max +1 and a max +2. I know it sounds all confusing, but stay with me. So once we use our first cap breaker and actually get it to a 93, we're going to have Hall of Fame set shot specialist, and then we are going to use the max +1 tier 1 from the season pass to get this up to legend, okay? But first, we're going to put our cap breaker on it. So we're going to bring our mid-range down to a 92. Once we put our cap breaker at 93, we're going to get Hall of Fame set shot and then use the max +1 to get it to legend, okay? Now, for the driving dunk, we're putting this all the way up to a 91, but we're going to get it on 93 because we're going to be using our 2 cap breakers from the build specialization on driving dunk. So put it up by 2. You're going to get it on 93. Now, once you get it on 93, it's going to go up to gold posterizer. Now, in a second, we're going to put our vertical rating up to an 80. You need that for gold posterizer and for the contact dunk. But again, we're going to be using our 2 cap breakers on driving dunk to get that up to a 93. And then once posterizer is gold, we're going to be using our max +2 from our build specialization to make it go from gold to legend. So far, this build has legend set shot specialist, and it also has legend posterizer. Now, I was tweaking around with the builder for a bit. We're not going to be doing this in order. I'm just changing things around. Now, for the pass accuracy on this build, I'm going to be going with a 71. It's really hard to make a super high pass accuracy 6'8" build in this game if you really want to be able to do everything. And honestly, I think you're going to be fine with this build in the 3 setting, in the 2v2 settings, and obviously in the 1s, you're not really going to need pass accuracy at all. But yeah, I mean, for 5v5, you probably need to get it at least to a 78 or an 82 for gold dimer. But I think a 71 pass accuracy is just fine, especially for a day 1 build. And also forgot to mention with a 71 pass accuracy, you get silver dimer. So yeah, I mean, you could throw it to your teammate. And honestly, a 71 pass rating, it's not too slow, to be honest. Now, I don't know why, but when I was making this build, I decided to bring the pass accuracy back down to 70. But you guys will see at the end of the video, it actually is eventually going to be a 71. Now, on to the ball handle rating. For this build at 6'8", we are going with an 85 ball handle. And the reason why we're doing that is to get the tier 3 momentum crossover. If you guys don't know what that is the fastest momentum that you could possibly get in 2K26. And remember, this information is really important because it's not put in the builder. Mike Wang said this like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. He put it out on Twitter and he said, if you want to get that tier 3, aka the fastest momentum crossover in the game, you have to have at least an 85 ball handle. So at a 6'8", if we can get 85 ball handle, I'd say you definitely got to go with it. And you also get handles for days on silver, which isn't too bad, to be honest, to be 6'8". Now I was looking at the speed with ball rating, and I do notice when you go 80, you do unlock some new takeovers. Unfortunately, I was being stupid at community day. I didn't look at it. I don't know why, but honestly, with this build, you really do not want to go 80 speed with ball, in my opinion, because all you really need is a 75. Now, let's break it down and show you guys why real quick. Now, the main 2 reasons why I'm going with a 75 speed with ball is, number 1, you unlock Zach LaVine dribble style. I'm letting you guys know right now, that is the best dribble style for builds that can get a 75 speed with ball or higher. It is extremely quick. I highly recommend putting that on day 1, okay? It's really good. Now, this build does get Silver Lightning Launch. However, we are going to use our Max +2 from the Season Pass, the Tier 1 Max +2 from the Season Pass, to get it up to Hall of Fame Lightning Launch. Now, do I think a 75 speed with ball with Hall of Fame Lightning Launch is going to be the same speed as with someone that has a 91 speed with ball and Hall of Fame Lightning Launch? Absolutely not, okay? Absolutely not at all. But I still think that it's going to make it a lot faster. And why not? Like, literally, why not do it? So far, we know that this build can shoot. It can dunk with Legend Poster. It gets Legend Set Shot. It gets Hall of Fame Lightning Launch. It can play make. But most importantly, you cannot leave out defense, okay? If this is going to be an all-around build, it's got to be able to defend as well. For the interior defense rating, we're going to bring this up to a 60, okay? The reason why we're doing that is to get Paint Patroller on bronze, which eventually is going to be able to be put up to gold Paint Patroller. You guys are going to see in a second. Just bear with me. Now, if you do want Paint Patroller on bronze, you can't just have a 60 interior. This is kind of similar, just like 2K25. A lot of these attributes are basically the same to get certain badges. They tie in the same way like 2K25. So yeah, man, I mean, if you want Paint Patroller on bronze, you got to have 74 block and you got to have 60 interior. Now, this is big what I'm about to tell y'all. I'm going to use my tier 2 Max +2 from the Season Pass on Paint Patroller. So Paint Patroller is going to go from bronze to gold. And I honestly think that's going to make a big difference. And plus a 74 block is really good. You get some good animations, especially if little guards try to come in the paint. I'm 6'8", I'm already taller, and I'm most likely going to get that block. I was kind of stuck on what I wanted to do with my steal rating. I was definitely considering going 79 steal just to get Silver Glove. But I really want that gold interceptor because I'm going to be playing lots of 2v2 on this build, and I think that's going to be pretty clutch. So 85 steal rating is also going to help with those blitz steals. Again, guys, blitz steals are in the game, and I think the higher the rating, the more likely you're going to be able to get those. So yeah, with an 85 steal, you get Silver Glove, you get gold interceptor. That's really good in my opinion. Now for the perimeter on this build, we're going to be going with an 82. Okay, this is an all-around build. These stats aren't like insane. We're not getting 99 and all these stats. This was not my goal for this build. I wanted this to be a very well-rounded build with lots of attributes in the high 80s, mid 80s, and use those Max +2s and Max +1s and Max +2s from, you know, the Season Pass and the finishing specialization. I just wanted to really focus on having some decent attributes and using those Max +1s to up the badges to Hall of Fame or Legend. That was my main goal with this build. So sorry for the yap, but with an 82 perimeter, we get Silver Challenger and we get All Fall Pest on gold as well. Now, once we upgrade a few other attributes, you guys are going to see these badges go up as well. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, to get Slippery Off Ball on gold, you need an 85 speed and you also need a 77 agility. So we have our agility already at a 77, and we really just need to bring our speed up to an 85. And as you guys can see, we get gold Slippery Off Ball. I know I keep bringing up these Max +1s, Max +2s, but stay with me. I'm going to be using the Tier 2 Max +1 from the Season Pass on gold Slippery Off Ball to get this up to Hall of Fame. There really wasn't anywhere else to put this Tier 2 Max +1 from the Season Pass, like really anywhere else. So why not put it on Hall of Fame Slippery Off Ball? Now, I think I found a way to cheese the builder a little bit. Remember, we still have one more Max +1 from finishing specialization to use. And technically, Unpluckable, as you guys can see, is under post control. It's tied to post control rating. So we're going to be able to put Unpluckable up to gold using the Max +1 from the build specialization. That's crazy. We just found a little loophole to make sure we don't get plucked as much. We had some leftover attributes, and offensive rebound and defensive rebound is relatively cheap on this 6'8" shooting guard build. So why not? I went with a 72 offensive rebound, a 69 defensive rebound. We're gonna be able to snag over the little guard. So if I'm playing twos, or if I'm in a, if I'm playing threes and I'm in a situation where I'm boxing out against, if I'm matched up against another point guard that's shorter, I'm gonna be able to get that rebound. Yeah, this build gets bronze rebound chaser and silver box out beast. This build is crazy. And I forgot to mention my 3-point rating is gonna be an 80. I really wanted to get an 83 3 ball, but you could switch it up if you want. If you want to change some attributes around, feel free to. I probably could have brought like my pass accuracy down a little bit, maybe my rebounding, and still got that 83 limitless on bronze. But I think an 83-point rating is going to be fine on this build. And vertical on the very right side at the bottom, right above me, you guys can see it. I have an 80 vertical. You need that. You must have that to get gold posterizer and to get that contact dunk as well. But we did have one attribute left over, so we just put it on free throw, and this is the maxed out build at 99 overall. This build is insane. The point of this build was to make it very well rounded to play just about every single mode, and I think this is going to be great for a day one build. And I also forgot to mention, with skilled slasher takeover, my driving dunk is literally going to be a 98, because obviously it says 96 at level 5, but we're going to use our 2 cap breakers on, driving dunk. So we're going to have a 98 driving dunk at level 5. We're going to have an 85 3-point rating and also a 90, technically a 99 mid-range, because our mid-range is not a 93 at the moment, and it is with the cap breaker. So we're going to have a 99 mid-range and a 98 dunk and an 85 3. I'm telling y'all, man, this is the one to go with, bro. It's going to get 2 cap breakers on driving dunk to get that 93 dunk. Legend posterizer with the max +2, gold unpluckable with the max +1. This build gets legend set shot specialist, so it's going to help you with that 83-point rating. This build's crazy. Legend poster, gold unpluckable, legend set shot specialist, Hall of Fame lightning launch. We get paint patroller on gold, slippery off ball on Hall of Fame. We get gold interceptor as well. We get some rebounding badges. This build is literally an all-around demigod. All right, so now I want to show you guys the builder screen once you click continue. And this is the build right here, ladies and gentlemen. My archetype name is
All Hawking Midi Slasher. That ain't bad. Pretty good name. You get shades of Jerry Stackhouse, John Starks, Clyde Drexler.
a ball hawking midi slasher. So I get shades of Jerry Stackhouse, John Starks, and Clyde Drexler. I feel like that's kind of glitchy, man. Of course, the build name is a ball hawking midi slasher. I don't really know how I feel about that. I feel like it's kind of mid, not gonna lie. We got some pretty good go-to badges: Hall of Fame aerial wizard, gold deadeye, and gold shifty shooter as well. Shows the top attributes. Look at the strengths. It says sticks to middies with no hesitation. A poster waiting to happen. Turns defense into offense. Deadly in open floor situations. I think the coolest thing on this scouting report is look at the weakness. The weakness says no big weakness to report. So 2K basically just said this build is perfect. And these are all the signature styles that I was using.
It look like that's all around build. Said no big weaknesses to report. So hey, shout out to Cole the man. He really is the man.
In the My Player Builder tester. We're going to break that down real quick. Again, guys, you guys are going to see in a second. This Zach LaVine dribble style is absolutely insane. All right, so now I want to show you guys how this build is moving offensively. I want you guys to take everything you guys are seeing with a grain of salt, because obviously in the park, there's going to be stamina. There's going to be adrenaline bars, but I'm just showing you guys the possible combinations that you can get on this build. You guys are see, I'm moving, bro. I'm spamming escapes. This, and by the way, I didn't have like the dribble moves like fully figured out quite yet, but look, I'm bursting out of moves. I'm telling you guys, this Zach LaVine dribble style is very effective. Okay, look at me moving, bro. The possibilities are about to be endless. But again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. The 75 speed with ball is 100% worth it, because this Zach LaVine dribble style mixed with, pretty sure I have Tracy McGrady signature size up. Bro, it's so good. Like, I highly recommend you guys, if you guys are going to go tall, like a super tall height in 2K26 for your first build, I recommend either going 6'6", which I'm about to show you guys a 6'6" build. I recommend going 6'6" or 6'8", okay? 6'7" just isn't worth it in my opinion, because there's just no point in doing it. Okay, you still get a 75 speed with ball. Okay, you cannot get an 86 speed with ball at 6'7". So I think if you're gonna go 6'7", you might as well just go 6'6" or 6'8". Why be in between heights? It makes no sense. At 6'6", 86 speed with ball, gold lightning launch. 6'8", it's the same thing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be quicker at 6'7". So sorry for the yap. I'm extremely tired right now, but I'm absolutely moving on this build. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Now I'm going to show you guys the 6'6" version of a really well-rounded point guard build. So let's go ahead and get into it. And then I'm going to show you guys a little Easter egg at the end of the video and show you guys some gameplay one-on-one against an actual user. Let's get into it. All right, now this is the 6'6" build that I made. It's a little bit different, less rebounding, slightly more perimeter, a little bit more interior. Overall, man, the attributes are pretty much the same. I'm putting the cap breakers the same exact place as I did on my 6'8". Yeah, I mean, the only difference is you get an 86 speed with ball. So if you're going to use your max +2 on, you know, gold lightning launch, you can get it up to legend if you want. And you do unlock mixtape takeover, which gives you blurability, which is super OP. So you could go 6'6". I think this build looks pretty good, but I still feel like for my day one build, I'm going to go with that 6'8". I just don't think it's worth the 86 speed with ball. I really don't. But y'all let me know down below in the comment section what do you guys think about both those builds. Now I'm going to show you guys some one-on-one gameplay versus my boy Hollywood. And I actually was using the 6'6", not the 6'8", but let's go ahead and show you guys what the one-on-one gameplay is looking like. All right, here we are, man. We got some 1v1 gameplay. Also, this is what the My Court looks like in 2K26. You can fully customize the court, the walls, all that good stuff. The lighting looks a lot better than 2K25. But we're not here for the My Court. We're here for the gameplay. Now, I do want you guys to know that I did not have any custom SIGs on. Whenever you test your build and you click continue, it doesn't save the SIG. So these are just random signature styles that are on right now, but some of them were pretty good. Did you see that speed boost? Let's run it back. Look at that, bro. This build's gonna be crazy, man. Again, this is not the 6'8". This is the 6'6", but I promise the 6'8" can move just as fast. Okay, got another clip right here of me doing a push cross with the Devin Booker, taking it all the way with the meter dunk. Come on, man. All right, my boy Hollywood's checking up to me, hit a little triple threat. Hey, step back. I low-key should have shot that 3. I tried to take a dunk, but I still hit that shot. That green window was very, very small. And y'all really got to bear with me, bro. Like, you know, this is the first time me playing 2K26, so the dribble moves aren't going to look the best. But, dude, I'm just, like, bursting out of these moves. That was kind of a slow animation, but we got the meter dunk to go right there. Now, you guys are going to see in this clip right here, I get pretty saucy, and I shoot a limitless range shot without limitless range. And look how small that green window was. Look at it one more time. Bro, I really timed that right. That's kind of crazy. Man, just in general though, the gameplay is so much faster, bro. It's way more enjoyable than 2K25. That boost looked good right there. Another meter dunk. Let's see what we're gonna do right here. Got the rock, little dribble move over to the left, speed boost, pulling up with that 93 mid-range, getting the shot to go. Remember, we don't even have our max +1s or max +2s on this build right now. We got takeover. I'm toying around with Hollywood. I should have taken the free dunk right there the first time, but it's okay. It is what it is. All right, now it's time to get real shifty. Hold on. Come here, Hollywood. Little step back. Give me them ankles. Come here. Pull up. Look how small the green window was. Bang. Now, again, we don't have our max +1s, max +2s, but we're getting that shot to go because we have that 93 mid-range rating. Triple threat, step back, toying with him a little bit. Should have shot the 3 right there. Look, bro, you can literally just glide on this game, and I messed up right there. I tried to take a dunk, but it made me take a mid-range. That's my fault, but yeah, man, the dribble moves look crazy. You can literally get really glidey on this build. All right, game point right here. I'm saucing up a little bit, you know, toying with him, playing games with him, mind games. Hey, come here. Taking it all the way to the rim. Big green window. I'm wide open, and that's game. So we ended up playing a new game right here. I got the rock.
Pretty good build right there.
Look at that speed boost.
I seen it.
Beautiful, bro. So in this build, remember, I have an 80.
So Cole the man. You the man.
Steph Curry in his prime is.
Gentlemen, it is about time we finally show you guys the NBA 2K26 My Player Builder, and I'm not going to waste any time.
I think I'm gonna make
Ladies and gentlemen, it is about time we finally show you guys the NBA 2K26 My Player Builder. And I'm not going to waste any time. We are going to go straight into it. I am about to show you guys the best ISO build with this 6'8" absolute demi that can do whatever you want it to. And you see, for this build video, I could be that guy that would just slowly reveal attribute by attribute and spread it across the entire video just to extend my watch time. But I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm just going to show you the build right away. So the least you guys can do for me doing you such a favor is to drop a like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. But anyway, what is good, y'all? This is the NBA 2K26 My Player Builder. And as you guys can see here, we've gone with a power forward. I'm going to explain to you guys why later. 6'8" for the height, like I said, 210 pounds for the weight, and a wingspan of 6'11". And while we are on this page right here, just pay quick attention to all of these caps right here. It is important to remember that every single cap breaker that you intend to put on your My Player must fit within these cap limitations. So our 3-point, for example, is at an 86. If I choose to max that out to an 86, I cannot put any more cap breakers on that attribute. Plain and simple, but anyway, let us carry on. Okay, so like I said, no wasting time. This is our 6'8" demigod ISO build right here. And like I said, look at this thing, bro. It can do everything. There are practically no flaws with this build. And when I say that, I really mean it. We're going to break down every single attribute shortly. Also, forgive me for my voice. I'm sorry. I'm still sick coming back from community day. I've had no rest. So starting with our driving dunk, as you guys can see right here, we have a 93. Any good ISO build out there has to have a really high driving dunk. Initially, I actually wanted to go for a 96, as you guys can see right there at the bottom.
Gotta have a better free throw than that. We probably ain't gonna play Rick with this build, but me, I'm gonna play everything with my 6'8". So I'm gonna have at least a 70 free throw. At least. That 6 ain't gonna get it. Not for me. So I have a 6'8", but it ain't gonna be like this.
That is a requirement for Hall of Fame posterizer. But if I was to do that, it would have limited one of my other attributes, and I just did not want to do that. But to be honest with you, a 93 is still a very high driving dunk to have alongside our 82 vertical. Like, if we really wanted to, we are not that far from cap breaking both our driving dunk and our vertical to get that Hall of Fame posterizer. But honestly, even all shades of Kawhi, Sean Marion, Jason Tatum, and our archetype is a two-way stretch slasher. Honestly, a pretty tough name. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna pause it right there. Top attribute.
Say punishes defenders at the rim. Dangerous pick and pop option. Gets ahead in fast breaks. Confident handles plays with the flow. Lacks imposing physicality. Doesn't anticipate opponent. Car runs off to some.
Attributes: driving dunk, ball handle, 3-point shot. And what are our weaknesses? Lacks imposing physicality. Doesn't anticipate opponent. Carrot? What? I don't even know what that means. Anyway, two-way stretch slasher. Pretty unique name. But anyway, the point, I said this before, the point of having a power forward. Okay, so this right here is basically the exact same build, but I've just made it into a small forward. I did change a few things, as you guys can see right there. I reduced my block and my interior defense combinations. Just use my build as a base. But as you guys can see right here, small forward gives me a two-way 3-point slasher.
Easily knocked out.
Really an exciting name.
No feel for rebound.
Like the first one that we had. But anyway, there you guys have it. That is my 6'8" demi ISO build. I think this will be the best height for ISO builds, although I will still make other ISO build videos as well. I've got a 6'7" and a 6'6" as well on the way, which I'm both very excited to show.
I subscribe to him.
What's up, y'all? It's like a fan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, you have the #1 power forward build for NBA 2K26 Pro-Am. Now, what I want to say about this...
Which of the following premium features are you aware of? None of. None of. It don't even matter. I ain't finna entertain that yet.
Y'all take a fan here.
Hello, church fam.
Oh, what I did? Okay. It's your boy J-Man. J-Man be streaming.
What is good, everyone? My name is
Okay.
What is good, everyone? My name is Spill, and I guarantee you after watching these 26 build tips, you'll have a better, more informed idea on how to make your build in NBA 2K26. While the builder is somewhat similar to 25, there's a lot of new things introduced this year that will influence the way you make your builds. Things like badge perks, height and wingspans got altered, certain attribute caps got shifted, and honestly, it's a lot to digest. So in this video, I'm making it my personal mission to give you the best advice to make the best possible build on day one. Starting off with the badge changes, one of the biggest changes I think they did with badges is make Lightning Launch a tier 2 badge at 6'8". There's a lot of talk in the community about 6'8s being a really good height this year, and this change in 2K26 only makes them that much better. This means you'll be able to use your max +2 on a tier 2 badge and get Hall of Fame Lightning Launch on a 6'8 build, which also has access to one of the better dribble styles in the game. No other heights had their tiers changed besides 6'8, and the only other change in badge tiers was Pogo Stick moving to tier 1. You can find every badge tier for every height listed on the NBA2KLab.com website, which comes in handy because we're gonna have a ton of max +1s and max +2s, so it's best to figure that out beforehand. They also drastically reduced the pass accuracy requirement for Versatile Visionary, so now Gold Versatile Visionary only requires an 84 pass accuracy, where in 25 it required at least 95. Silver and Bronze are also a lot easier to obtain, and while these changes are nice, passing itself didn't feel too much improved from 25 from my short time with the game, so be wary of how much you invest into pass accuracy. Another major change is that Box Out Beast does not require strength anymore, which means all you need is rebounding. Last year you needed 96 strength for Legend Box Out Beast. This year you don't need that, which now leaves a lot more room for other attributes. Now I still think strength is going to be important on box outs, and you'll still need it for higher levels of brick wall, but it feels like the strength attribute will be slightly less valuable in 26. Some more badge changes include Aerial Wizard, which no longer requires layup or vertical. Shifty Shooter no longer requires agility. Pogo Stick is now only gated by your vertical attribute, and lastly, High Flying Denier no longer has a speed requirement. And as I mentioned earlier, it's smart to plan out which badges you plan on using your max +1s and max +2s on, because keep in mind that in 2K26 you now have 5 max +1s and 3 max +2s that you can earn throughout the assumed season pass and build specialization. So when making your build, you'll want to optimize some lower rated attributes to make the most out of each of these badge perks, because now you only need a gold badge level to use a max +2 to get it to legend. And don't forget that we have every badge and animation requirement for every move for free at NBA2KLab.com. Next, we have the physical changes to your My Player, and I'm not talking about the attributes, because now in the builder, your wingspan can only go a maximum of 6 inches more than your selected height. That's about 2 inches shorter than last year and about 4 inches shorter than 2K24. This directly translates to most build heights having better shooting caps, especially at max wingspan. Another thing to keep in mind is that while wingspans are shorter, attributes like driving dunk, perimeter defense, rebounding, and others have the same caps as last year, even with the 2-inch less wingspan. But I'm still curious to see how impactful wingspans will be when it comes to defense and rebounding, because a side effect of shorter wingspans will be less contests. I think having some mix of height and perimeter defense will be more impactful when closing out on a shooter. In my short time with the game, the contest system felt similar to 25, so I think being a quick, taller defender could be more beneficial this year when trying to get better contests on the perimeter. Now we know that 7'4s are in the game, and when I was using Wemby in the My Team Park, I was grabbing and greening a ton of rebounds. Now that obviously comes with a caveat, because being 7'4 at minimum weight, you can only get a 63 speed and 73 strength, so you will be a little slower and not as strong, but it might not be as bad as you think. Moving on to the changes in attributes for 2K26, we've seen a significant increase in shooting attribute caps among taller players 6'7 and up. Last year, the tallest build to get silver limitless range was 6'7, but this year, even the tallest builds at 7'4 will now have access to it, which means you can now use a max +2 to bump it to Hall of Fame shooting over those. And overall, it looks like popping centers might actually be insane on 2K26. Here's the changes to the 3-point attribute caps for all heights, and as you can see, it's a pretty significant difference, but these are all of course with minimum wingspan. While the 3-point attribute caps did get boosted, the maximum mid-range for each build pretty much stayed about the same as 2K25. Also, when it comes to attributes, many of the requirements for shooting bases and releases have been lowered, which makes them a lot more accessible. Next, we have over 350 motion styles in NBA 2K26, 2026, which all have agility and speed requirement thresholds. And while we don't know which ones are the best quite yet, it's something to keep in mind when finalizing your speed and agility. All the requirements for the motion styles will be listed on our website for free, but we'll be testing each of these motion styles, top speed, acceleration, and other valuable information for premium members of NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K26 also added 5 new regular alley-oop packages for a total of 8, with all of the requirements listed below. And from my experience, alley-oops felt much better than 25, although slightly tougher since you now have to time the random button. But when I was going through some of these dunk packages, they actually looked insane. Another thing worth noting was that the Devin Booker dunk package now only requires a 75 driving dunk, which is down from 80 in NBA 2K25. Next, we're going to get into some takeover changes, and I always tell people before they make a build to try and build around a takeover you like to make your best attributes even better. But first and foremost, you want to prioritize the takeover ability that fits your playstyle best. And in 2K26, they've combined some takeover abilities to condense the options and actually make takeovers more worth it. Some of the changes include See the Future takeover ability has been combined into the Rim Guardian takeover. Silky Shooter and Marksman have now been combined into the Sharpshooter takeover. Vice and Spoiler have been combined into the Glue takeover. And lastly, Interior Force and Deep Post Bag have been combined into the Paint Surgeon takeover ability. And for our last tip, the builder looks completely different in 2K26. And there's a few things to keep in mind when making your builds to help save you some time. The first thing is to make sure you show the detailed view by pressing triangle or Y when adjusting your attributes. This will bring up the badges screen where you can also press the left or right trigger to scroll between takeovers or the build by badges feature. Now that is all we have for the 26 build tips, but be sure to turn notifications on and subscribe to the 2K Lab channel for more NBA 2K26 content.
That's some good stuff right there. Some good stuff.
All right, so me and Vlad are about to play 1v1 in the my court. I got my little 6'7" point guard build that I might be using day one. So we're gonna see how it's looking against a real player. I was playing against Tyrese Maxey and lost 23-4, but we're gonna see how it's looking. First, my player impressions. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Okay. Similar to Curry, so we'll see how it's looking.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Legend Deadeye, legend set shot. Oh, you can open a win too?
It puts you at different spots every single time.
That's tough.
Baby, bro, why is you on me?
That's off.
But also it's one possession.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. It's like real king of the court too.
Help count. That ain't good gameplay. Calm down, boy.
Yep.
Let's go.
Knock it down. I don't know whose jumper that is, but I'll take it.
That's fire.
Hey!
You missed.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
If this is in the actual ones, and like the ante up and stuff like that, that's going to change a lot, bro. That's going to change a lot.
That's all. Okay. Time.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. That was contested.
Here we go.
I need that back.
Snatch. Oh, I got me on Tyrese. Oh, wow.
I see how people nobody care about y'all.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's get right there. Let's get right there. Let's lock in. Okay, no strong handles there.
Good separation though. Hit me.
That's all. Yeah. I started to go-to shot, about to go the wrong way.
Jab.
Come on. We good.
Good D. Wow. It's a good flow.
Yeah, I'm not saying him, put a hand up.
Yeah, if you don't have high speed, you can't play lock, at least on guard.
That's tough.
You gotta have high speed.
That's off.
By him. Hey! Here we go. Hey! The movement behind the backs on fire this year. Ooh, look, you see the burst? Hey! Yep. Bag. By him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Run that one again.
Way to recover. We're good. We're good.
Oh, yes, sir. Now, I don't even know what my midi is. Let's go.
Shit, me and Wimby.
Yep, there we go.
Oh my
good
God.
leg, good leg, good leg, good leg. One more, fellas.
Timmy looks insane.
Oh my goodness, bro. The
I
backs are OD. I mean, that was 21-19. All that taught me was that whatever your play style, if you're a tall slasher, you're gonna be able to get that off. Small guards, you're gonna be able to get that off too. But I think if anybody wants to be a lock, definitely make sure you prioritize speed if you're trying to go on the stage or anything like that, because trying to guard the small guards on a taller build, it's over with.
All right, let's do it.
Get to it.
Yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'm about to shut this thing down, man. Shout out to everybody for watching, subscribing, like, subscribe. I'll catch y'all guys in the next one, man. Peace.